Welcome to Wigglesticks TV. Been messing around with the graphics on the front of this. These were the original side. Take this light down a bit. This was the original side with the silver and the black that way. But I think it looks much better with the black and then the silver down the other way with a slightly different silver sticker in here. It'll probably be easy to see it in the sun or whatever, so I'll just go up and rip the graphics off the other side and switch it around. Back out in the garage tonight. I'm going to attempt to fix my seat here. Well, not really fix it, just recut this foam. This is fine, but it's a little bit untidy and I think it could be a bit better. I've got this original tail section here that's in a bit of bad shape, but the underneath is fine. It's just the top, the gel coat's cracked a bit. But the good thing about this seat is that it's got a piece of foam on it, how it was actually cut back in the day. So I'm just going to replicate this particular cut here on my other piece of foam and change that over for the one that's currently on there now. So you can kind of see, oh, it's a bit heavy, that tail. You can kind of see the difference between the old one that was raced back in the day and the one I cut. So we're just going to match up this one here with a piece of foam I've got. Shouldn't take too long. Have the other seat removed now. It was like 10mm foam, and then I've cut a new one out of like 20mm foam. So it sits much nicer now, and the padding and stuff is a lot better. So I'm just going to remove the double-sided tape and stick her on. There we go, all secured now. Even just made a little piece in the front there, just to make it look a little bit nicer. Yeah, so pretty happy with how that turned out. I think it looks better than the other one and should function with a bit more padding. Not really sure what I'll do next. I've got to, these air scoops here, I have some car wrap vinyl. So I'm going to try and wrap these in carbon fibre to make them not stick out as much. Well, it's absolutely freezing out here in the garage today. I'm going to attempt to change, I'm going to give it a shot at wrapping the air scoops on the S-Rad today. So I'm just going to whip all the fairing off because I think it'll be easier to do it if the scoops are actually still attached to the bike, but there's no fairing on it, because then I can get the heat gun and stuff around it to get the wrap to adhere properly. So I'll whip the fairings off and then give it a shot at starting to turn the white fiberglass to carbon fiber wrap. Here we go. So we're ready to, got all the front and everything off now. As you can see, it's easy to get the carbon on. So we've got some 3M carbon fiber wrap, and yeah, I haven't really done this before, but as most of the rest of this build, I've watched a few videos on YouTube, what have you, and we'll see what happens. So I think it should just be a heat gun. Give this a clean with some acetone and stuff first, and then see how we go. I'm really not too fussed if I don't wrap it all the way underneath, but I at least want to get a nice coverage on the top here where you'll see, especially from the outside, but I think I think it should be alright to actually cover it completely around. So we'll see what happens. I'll give it a shot and see how we go. Well, we have some carbon fibre, carbon look air scoops now. I think they look much better. It's not a perfect job, but for a first go at wrapping such a difficult shape, I'm really happy with how it came out. The little imperfections you can't really see. They're really on the underneath where it tore here on the other side, and just underneath it didn't quite wrap around completely, but I think it looks way better than I did with the white on there, because that was sort of annoying me. I did want to spray paint them. I'd really like to get some carbon fibre ones, but I tried to order some off Harris, and that transaction didn't really work out. So these will do for now until hopefully someone on the interwebs decides they don't need theirs, and I can get some carbon fibre ones. But I'm really happy with how they look out. I'll just pop it all back together, and it's very noisy out here today, so I didn't record the first bit of this. I just removed the old fan sensor from here, and fan switch, and I've got a new one in there, so I didn't bother draining the coolant completely. I just let whatever was above here come out of the system, and then I shall put this one back in, and we'll be good to go. I'll tighten that up in a sec and then put the coolant back in, and yes, I can pretty much say the SRAD is 99% complete. I'm still having a slight overheating display problem. I'm not actually convinced that the bike is overheating. I've got a funny feeling that the temp sender is the issue, and it's not sending the right temperature to the into the cluster. But I just took it for a spin along the freeway, and the first time I've had it up to 100 kilometers an hour, and it was fine. It was pretty much sitting where it should sit, but it's just when it excuse me, just when it comes through traffic and stuff like that, that it gets a little bit too warm on the display. So it's actually riding generally really well, but it's got a couple of little hidden gremlins that I need to sort out in the next little bit. So I've got a couple of things to try, electrical things. I've got a new temp sender on order, but it's not here yet. With any luck, it'll be here sooner rather than later. But yeah, the front brake setup and suspension, everything feels great. Much better than the brake's definitely much better than the one on the 98 I have. There's a few tiny little OCD things to fix here and there, but I'm pretty happy that with where we're at right now. I've got the roadworthy, I've got everything like that, so it should be registered in the next couple of days, and then I can just get ready to try and figure out when the first track day I can take it to will be. It's middle of winter here at the moment, or just the beginning of winter, so not exactly sure when that will be, but I think she came up pretty well. The carbon wrap on the tubes and everything I think looks really good, much better than the white. So I'll push her back inside, or drive it back inside, and then she'll be pretty much done. So thanks everyone for watching. I'm glad we finally got to 300 subscribers. So thanks again for everyone for watching. It's awesome that we got to 300 subscribers. The next little video should be probably a walk around and go over the exact specs. With any luck, the troubleshooting will fix the temp issue, and I'll probably change the oil and stuff relatively shortly, because wasn't, as you all know if you've watched it, the engine hadn't been run for quite some time, so no leaks or anything. It's good.